Warning, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and by no way, shape, or form are these the views of Cruddy Dave and the Cruddy Dave Media Enterprises. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
It's a war outside, nigga, tie up your boots. Spinning your block on a bike, I'ma shoot. Running your spot or we breaking your cool. She don't keep up the head, then she get in the boot. We don't back up the white bitch, we serving it loose. Hit his ass in the stomach, ain't shit through a tube. Blow up his ass cause I'm not in the mood. Broke ass bitch, all she wanna do is who. Twerking behind me,
the first person shot that you caught on your camera?
Just right in front of the Wonder Bread factory.
These are the gunshots and screams of a murder victim that Naheem Simon's doorbell camera caught in September.
Shooting that happened yesterday.
Just on the other side.
Just on the other side of the street.
Again, Simon's doorbell camera captures a volley of gunshots.
A daughter that's 16 months, who's to say that a random stray bullet isn't going to come through our wall and kill her?
DC police say around 2 p.m. in the Shaw alleyway, 13-year-old Malachi Lukes was shot and killed. Also shot a 7th grader at Washington Global Public Charter School. While school officials say Lukes had recently transferred to Cardozo Educational Campus, he had spent years as a student at Washington Global. The principal there, calling Lukes extremely bright, with a bright future.
No one is just flying through, and it's heart-wrenching. Those kids were just starting their lives.
We met up with Alexander Padro, ANC Ward 6 commissioner, who says despite billions of dollars that have been pumped into the Shaw area over the years, the drug problem that has plagued the area has surfaced in a big way starting last fall. Padro says DC police have increased patrols and crime cameras in the area.
The shooting of the little boy in the exact same spot, and this is still here. So do you think this is not working?
It is helpful because it helps to document what's going on in the neighborhood. But yes, it is like spraying roaches. You spray the insecticide and they scatter.
Tonight, flyers about Malachi Lukes' homicide fill windshields. As Simon wonders what next will his camera capture.
No one's really safe, and then, no one's bulletproof.
In Shaw, Janice Park, W.
That Naheem Simon's doorbell camera caught in September.
A D.C. Superior Court judge sentenced a defendant to 5 years of incarceration, of which 2 years were suspended, with credit for time served, plus 18 months of supervised release. Adrian Vincent pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter for the death of 19-year-old Tahlil Byrd, a resident of Southeast D.C. on the 600 block of S Street Northwest on September 29th. During the hearing on July 29th, Rona Beck sentenced the defendant under the Youth Rehabilitation Act. His case will be effectively sealed from public view if he completes the terms for his probation. Judge Beck also ordered Vincent take anger management classes. He must cooperate with any educational, vocational employment, and substance abuse programs directed by the Court Services Offender Supervision Agency. I am deeply remorseful for the pain I've caused his family, said Vincent 20. Since I've been arrested, my main focus has been education and rehabilitating myself. I want to prove I'm better than the worst mistake I've made in my life. The defendant must pay $100 to the Victim Crimes Act Fund and participate in 90 hours community service. There is a big hole in our family. My entire family is lost, said Byrd's sister in a victim impact statement. We're still getting harassed on social media. Defense attorney Douglas Wood said his client has been taking college-level courses at the correctional treatment facility. Wood also said that the defendant has nothing to do with the social media harassment that has been occurring. According to court documents, Vincent shot Byrd from across the street. The descendant almost returned fire simultaneously. Byrd appeared not to make an attempt to retreat. However, he was shot immediately and fell to the ground, said MPD. Officers then found the victim suffering from a gunshot wound to his left abdominal region. The emergency personnel then transferred the victim to Howard University Hospital, where he ultimately succumbed to his injuries. Yeah, man, this story is kind of wild. Cause like, High Class 23, man, like, he's one of those rappers that's like, he ain't got no cap in his rap, you know? And the fact that, I ain't trying to say he got off kind of scot-free, but, you know, he got a 2-year suspended and he got credit for time served. And then this was a while ago, so he only had to do 18 months of supervised release. So by this time, that's probably off his plate by now, you know? But I heard he's back in jail for something unrelated. But yeah, man, this is kind of crazy. Like, even though the police say that it was like a mutual combat kind of thing, you know, it's crazy. Like, they didn't charge him with a gun or nothing. Like, and he was 20 years old when this happened, you know? So it's not like he was a juvenile, you know what I'm saying? If this was anywhere else in the country, man, they would have slayed him, you hear me? They would have slayed him, but nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Salute to him for, you know, getting out of this situation, man. Who knows what really happened, man, because we weren't there, but yeah, man. Shout out to liberalism, man. Shout out to all the liberal cities out there, man. I wouldn't want to live there, though. Hell nah. But yeah, man, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, all that, man.
Baby Bro 9 was from 9th Street and associated with the YPF crew. He was even shouted out in the song Trap Lord before he died, despite being only 13, showing that he was well respected. He was a leader among the younger members, and his death sparked a large number of retaliatory actions. On the day of his death, he was on the way to play basketball with his friends when the four pulled up and 11 shots were fired, with one of them hitting him in the neck and his friend Lil D in the right leg. The bullets were 9mm and fired from a ghost gun. The killers were caught after being tracked by the GPS in the rental car they were using, CCTV footage, and due to online actions. After the shooting, Tyan went live and bragged about how he was involved. Gordo released a song where he has a line about how he caught a body and they were wearing the same clothes they had worn in the shootings and later pictures. That's what helped identify them. Before the shooting, they were caught lurking around 9th Street area 30 minutes before the shooting, but left and were towards LaDroit's Hood, and then they went up to 14th Street before eventually going back down to the 9th Street area where the shooting would occur. After the shooting, they sent some shots on 11 Channing Street Northeast, which is right between LaDroit and Edgewood, so they probably saw someone from LaDroit. But it was reported that they had fled the car around this time, so they were most likely shot back at. I think this may be the shooting where the driver got shot trying to spin on them. But no reports of any of them being shot, so that's just a stretch of a guess. I really think he talking about this other guy from CHV, but that's a whole other post. Anyways, they were caught walking and stuff and were then identified and apprehended months later, aside from Aaron, who was actually questioned 2 weeks after the shooting.
Doctor got a lot of patience. Now I'm the trap lord in the vein. You come my cut, nigga, get dangerous. Baby bro with me, send him to the angel. He ain't got a bag, so he...
Washington, on July 10, 2024, a Superior Court jury returned guilty verdicts for defendants Tyan Freeman, Karan Jackson, and Stefan Nelson on first-degree murder while armed. Several counts of assault with intent to kill while armed, conspiracy to commit various firearms offenses, and other firearms-related charges stemming from the murder of 13-year-old Malachi Lukes on March 1, 2020, U.S. Attorney Matthew M. Graves announced. Between February 1, 2020 and May 31, 2020, the defendants, along with 2 other defendants, participated in a conspiracy to illegally possess, carry, and transfer firearms for the purpose of using those firearms in the commission of dangerous and violent crimes. Jackson and Freeman, along with the severed defendants, are members and associates of neighborhood crews. Between 2019 to 2020, the defendants' neighborhood crews were feuding with other crews, and the feud escalated when Tahlil Byrd, also known as Slack Goon, was killed in September 2019. Stefan Nelson, who is a felon and approximately 10 years older than his co-conspirators, supplied the firearms that were illegally possessed, carried, and transferred in the conspiracy. Over the span of 9 days, February 22nd to March 1st, 2020, the defendants engaged in a shooting spree in the Petworth, Shaw, and Stronghold neighborhoods using the firearms they illegally acquired and shared as a part of the firearms conspiracy. The first charged shooting occurred on February 22, 2020, in the Petworth neighborhood when 2 victims were fired upon after a mere verbal exchange with 2 defendants. 2 days later, on February 24, 2020, the conspirators drove through rival crew territory 9th Street where they shot 3 rival crew members. An innocent bystander who was sitting in her vehicle was caught in the barrage of gunfire. She fortunately escaped with little physical injury because her front windshield suffered the bulk of the damage. The spree culminated on March 1, 2020, when the defendants participated in 2 shootings in 2 separate neighborhoods over the span of 10 minutes. At 2:08 p.m., the defendants, who were traveling in a stolen Kia Soul, followed 13-year-old Malachi Lukes, along with his 3 friends, into the 9th Street area of the 600 block of S Street, NW, where 2 defendants exited the Kia Soul and opened fire on them. Malachi Lukes was shot in the back as he fled. The bullet traveled through his heart and lung, causing him to collapse to his death. The defendants then traveled to another neighborhood where members of the rival crew were known to gather and at 2:18 p.m. opened fire on individuals in that block. No injuries were reported in that shooting spree. At the conclusion of the trial, jurors returned guilty verdicts against the defendants, including the gun supplier who was not present for the homicide.